Hello, welcome to the Motorsport Review. I am your host, as usual, Barry Brown, but a bit of a special week. Couldn't find anyone else that wanted to join me, so I've roped in a family member. This is my daughter, Emilia. How are you?
Good.
Excellent. And we had a very fun weekend, didn't we? Do you want to tell people, where were we this weekend?
We were at Oulton Park
And what did we watch?
racing.
We watched racing. Now, admittedly, you're not that much of a racing fan, are
Not
you?
really.
Not really.
I'm more like Wicked stuff and Barbie.
Yeah, Wicked or Barbie. So, unfortunately, I didn't take you to see Wicked or Barbie, did I?
No.
No. But I booked tickets for Oulton Park for myself. I went Saturday and Sunday. And, I mean, one of the things that I covered is how good the tickets are. And your ticket was completely free. I just had to print a piece of paper. How brilliant is that?
Really good.
Really good. Because to take you to Formula One would cost too much. Way too much. To take just me would be too much. But my ticket to go to British Touring Cars this weekend was £48.
And that's all because my ticket is free.
Exactly. So, I mean, where else? How are you going to have more fun for 48 quid? You're not. I know you're not into racing. It's not what you want to do. But for £48, that's a steal. And we got up to lots of fun, didn't we?
Yeah.
And
there was bouncy castles, there was ice cream.
she was desperate to talk about the bouncy castles and the ice cream. More than anything else. Not the fact that you may have interviewed a few people, mightn't you?
Yes, I interviewed some drivers.
Yes, you did. And we're going to play those for you in a second. So first interview that you got to do was with a touring car driver. Do you remember who that was?
Was it Tom?
It was Tom. They were both called Tom. Yeah, Tom Chilton, wasn't it?
Yes, Tom Chilton.
Very good guy.
And his dad, he worked him and you were allowed to call him Tilly.
I was allowed to call him Chili. Yes, I worked for his dad. And I had a conversation with him as well. I didn't record it. I just said thank you for letting me work for you.
We talked to both the Tillys.
We did talk to both the Chilies. Yeah, I don't know if Tom likes to be known as Chili. I don't know. I wouldn't dare risk
His
that.
dad
We just
does.
call him Tom.
Yeah.
But yeah, you had a good chat with him. So we're going to play that now. So I'll do like a, I don't know, transition or something. I don't know. That's what all the cool kids are doing. And they'll play that video. So this is Emilia talking to Tom Chilton.
That's okay.
When you were younger, did you like racing?
When I was younger, I love watching racing. I used to watch the Formula One with my dad every single afternoon. I don't think we watched the end of many races because we'd fall asleep. Not me, my dad. But I've always loved motorsport. Actually, when I was 8 years old, I was youngest to get into racing cars, I think. Cause
I'm 8.
You 8?
Yeah.
So at your age, I was racing around in the field in Ford Escort Mark IIs. You probably don't know what that car is. It's a very fun, real drive car. I was the youngest driver in the world to get a racing car license at 13. So I've been doing it all my life. I'm now 40. I've got a Zimmer frame, walking stick. I'm a very old man now, but I'm still doing it because I love it. I love racing.
Yep. I have to ask him, how long is he going to keep racing for?
How long do you think you're going to keep racing?
At least another 15 years. At least another 15 years. I'm on 510-ish race starts in the BTCC, and everyone keeps telling me you're going to get to 1,000. I don't know. That's a big push, but if we could get to 750, that's a good push, isn't it?
We think you'll make it.
Make it? Yeah.
Are you winning today?
I would love to win today. I would absolutely love to win today. We're starting P7, so anything is possible.
How many times have you raced here?
At this circuit, oh, that's a good question. I've probably raced here probably 21 times, but done 3 races on each one. So a lot of times. Yeah. Lots of races. A lot more tyres than what you see behind you right now. I've burnt just 2 years worth coming here.
So you like burning rubber?
Burning rubber. Does Daddy burn rubber? Does he drive really quick?
Not really.
Daddy
Sometimes-
shoes.
Not prepared at all.
Sometimes he pretends to warm up the tyres. He does. And then when we start to him.
That's 'cause he used to work at Let's Race. So he used to do the simulator, warm the tyres up before you go fast. He knows. All about speed, preparation. Yeah.
Dedication.
What are you going to watch from today? Turn 1, turn 2? Last corner?
We put our seats to turn 1.
Yeah.
Turn 1, Old Hall. Good. That'll be exciting at the start of the race.
Take anyone.
I'll do it at turn 1 especially, okay? Promise. You'll see me. I'll wave, okay? Have a good day.
What do we say to Tom?
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
And good luck.
Thank you. High five.
Embrace.
Thank you very much.
So there we have it. Your first interview with a touring car driver. How did that feel?
It was, well, I was a little bit nervous because I hadn't done something like it before, but I was like quite excited because I got to talk with like a racer.
And a good one at that. Tom was a very good sport, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He kept you talking as much as you kept him talking. Got us in front of the team truck, wasn't it? With all the sponsors. He knew exactly what he was doing. And yeah, it was a good chat, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he says he's got many years ahead of him, which is good to hear. Because I want to keep supporting him. He's the driver that I
Same.
like in touring cars. So next up, I am going to go to one of my interviews. So someone else we got to speak to during the day.
We didn't get to properly speak to him, no.
I was thinking of Ella Lloyd. Do you remember speaking to Ella?
Yeah.
So
I told her one of my dolls called Ella.
you did. You showed Ella Lloyd one of your dolls called Ella, didn't you?
Yeah.
And she is obviously racing. This weekend she was in British Formula 4, but last weekend she's in Formula Academy. She's very busy. And today she's just been announced as going to McLaren Live in London. So she's going to be all over the place. And one of the British Formula 4 races will be at Silverstone alongside Formula 3, Formula 2 and Formula 1. So that's pretty big as well. So I don't know whether she'll do both. No, I don't think Formula Academy is with that. I'll edit that out. It'll sound right. But anyway, I got to chat with her. And I spoke a bit with her engineer, Jake, as well. So shout out to Jake. Thank you very much for setting up the interview with Ella Lloyd, which I'm going to play now.
Yeah.
Hi there. Right, I'm here with Ella Lloyd, Formula 4 driver for this weekend at least, but Formula Academy driver as well. I mean, first question, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, yeah.
Secondly, last weekend, Canada, this weekend, Oulton Park.
Yeah.
How do you prepare your mindset from going from one to the other? Is it much the same? Or?
Yeah, I think you just got to have the same, thoughts going into every race weekend. It's the same. It's just a race weekend at the end of the day. The aim is always the same, obviously to try and win. And yeah, just because there's two different championships and two different cars, you just got to think the same.
How different are the cars from one another? Do you get in and sort of have to, again, reset and go, oh, I'm not in the academy car, or is it much the same?
Yeah, they are different. I have to keep them separate. When I jump in the academy, that's the academy car, and then when I come back, this is British F4. So I do kind of keep them separate, and I've just got better at adapting throughout the year and being able to change race weekend to race weekend.
Excellent. And so 2025, we're about halfway through. How do you sum up your season? I was just talking to Jake, your number one engineer, and he says you've got so much more confidence and you're growing within yourself this year, doing much better. He did say that, honestly. So
Yeah,
it was nice about you. But so how would you assess your season so far?
I think F1 Academy is just improved race weekend by race weekend, and then British F4 as probably not at the best start, and then just got a little bit better as it's gone on. But yeah, hopefully we can improve a bit more.
Hopefully too, yeah. I was just saying as well, I've been a huge fan of Carlin before Rodin, and a McLaren fan as well. So the fact that you got two of the logos next to each other on your car is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is pretty amazing.
So yeah, I hope all the best for you, and that I do hope that you have a good season. Any thoughts to 2026 yet?
Oh no, don't have a clue. See how this year goes.
Keep Zach happy and you're good then.
Yeah, maybe.
Excellent. Right, I'll let you go now.
Thank
you very much. Cheers, Ella. So that was my chat with Ella Lloyd. Thank you very much, Ella, for talking to me, and for Ella Lloyd's mum for hanging round as well. She was in the background of that video sort of waiting impatient. It was quite late in the day when I got to have that chat with Ella. So apologies for holding you up and holding your evening up. But it was a good chat, good fun to chat with Ella. And as I say, her engineer Jake beforehand as well. And I was kicking myself because I didn't mention that she's going to do a test in Formula E coming up in Berlin. So again, I was saying before, she's very busy, but she was great, wasn't she?
Yeah.
And hopefully, as I said, if she can keep Zach, Zach Brown, I tell you all the time about Zach Brown, don't I, at McLaren. I bore you all the time with McLaren. If she can keep Zach Brown happy, hopefully she'll be racing next year, still in McLaren. Would you like to see that?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right. So, where should we go next? Should we go to your second interview?
With Tom.
With Thomas. What was his surname? Do you remember his surname? Was it Bearman?
Yeah, Bearman.
I thought you'd remember because it's like Bearman. But obviously his brother, funny enough, is in Formula One. Do you remember his name? You don't, do you?
I don't think he told us.
No, but it was quite funny because, well, should we play the video? I'll cut to the video of you talking to Thomas Bearman. But what did you think of talking to Thomas?
It was so much fun because I was used to asking all the questions now because I'd done it before with Tom.
Yeah, you were suddenly an experienced dab hand at it, weren't you, the second time round?
Yeah.
So hopefully in future we can get you more interviews. Would you like that?
Yeah, I knew like which questions to ask and stuff, and like what do your family members do like for racing?
We'll get to that afterwards because I thought that was quite funny. But we'll go to the video now and then we'll come back to it afterwards. Okay.
How many races have you done here?
I've done 2. The first one ended in about 10 metres because someone crashed in front of me. But and then the second one I just did now and I come P5, so it's a good result.
Did you like racing when you were a kid?
Yeah, I did it when I was quite young, about your age to be honest, about 8 is when I started. So you sort of come through the ranks, come through karting and then into F4.
Does any of your family like racing as well?
Yeah, my brother's pretty well known for racing in F1. But yeah, my dad used to race and his dad before him, so it's in our blood for sure.
Do you like racing?
Yeah, it's really exciting. It's definitely obviously my favourite sport, but it really gets the adrenaline going, and that's really what I find so fun.
Did you do well in this race?
Yeah, I got a P5 and a P2 in the rookie, so it's a good result from 8.
Got a trophy for it.
What place are you in? You're in like first or second or
5th.
I can't think of any other questions.
We're going to ask him about the rest of the season. How's he feeling? He's got a race later on today.
Are you excited for the next race?
Yeah, it'll be really exciting. Hopefully I can get a few positions on the start and maybe get into the podium. We'll see, hopefully.
We wish him luck, don't we? Can we do
Yeah.
that?
Thank you.
Thomas, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So there we are. That was your interview with Thomas Bearman. And as I say, I don't think you even knew that his brother Ollie is racing in Formula One when you said, do any of your family members race? Which I found quite funny.
Yeah, I don't know too much about F1 because I'm not really interested in it, but I do like coming to Oulton Park and stuff.
That's what I really liked about doing this, actually, was that it was your innocence and honesty that came through. And a shout out to David Bearman, because we went and stood near the car before race 2 for them. And he came over, he saw us hovering around, and I said, can I get my daughter to have a word with Thomas, do a short little video? And he said, come back after the race, because he's in prep mode.
Yes, we had to do that a lot of times.
A lot of people said, come and see us later. And I think he had David, his dad, had that face on him, like, oh, you've actually come back. and then he put Thomas in front of us.
Yeah.
And he said, you can have him. So thank you to David for that. And thank you to Thomas for talking to Emilia. Yeah, great fun. Great fun. I'm so glad that you got to do that, and your interview with Tom Chilton. That was phenomenal. So now I'm going to cut to 2 more videos from my Saturday. So I spoke to another female driver called Lydia Wamsley.
Sadly, I didn't get to go on Saturday because I had a birthday party.
Yes, you did have a birthday party. Yes, I got to go talking to people and watching qualifying through the worst. I think possibly the worst weather. It was meant to be a sunny day, so I had no rain jacket. But one of the things I got to do was talk to Lydia. Now, last year she was racing in minis. You love the minis, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you remember them from this year?
Well, I think I fell asleep through them.
You woke up from your nap and you said to me, when are the minis out? And I said, you've just slept through them. So when I say that you're not into racing at the moment, we're trying to get you there, aren't we? But we'll see. But you like the minis.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of them as we were walking around the paddock.
And you said that your first car was a mini.
My first car was an old Mini Cooper. Yeah, great fun at national speed limits. Obviously, I drove it very sensibly. Anyway, Lydia was in minis last year and she's switched to Porsches this year. So I got to speak to her about that change because that's quite a radical change. And I also spoke to internet sensation Tom Gray, Mr. That Guy Tom. So That Guy Gray, sorry, I got it wrong. Oh my God, I'm not going to make it. If I can't get people's names right. That Guy Gray. So I got to speak to him as well about what he's doing and perhaps taking on a new presenter role. But we'll talk about that after. Right. Okay. I'm here with the wonderful Lydia Wamsley, driver in the Porsche sprint races. Firstly, how are you doing? How are you? You well?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. It's warm, isn't it? It's super muggy, but I think we're due a storm. So, yeah, just waiting on the weather. But, yeah, having a good weekend so far.
Excellent. I'm very underprepared. I've not brought a rain jacket. I'm in my shorts. So, hoping it's that warm kind of rain that comes for us. But, as I say, you're in the Porsche this season. Last year, you were in the Mini. So, tell us how your season's going. Talk to us a little bit about the differences between going from a Mini to a Porsche. That's quite a step up.
It's a bit of an upgrade, isn't it? But yeah, it's been good. We've had a good season so far. It's just very different. It's been quite a learning curve because everything that I learned in the Mini, I've basically thrown away and started again, really. But yeah, I mean, I suppose the biggest difference is obviously it's rear wheel drive. The engine's in the rear, so all the weight's at the wrong end. It's a lot quicker. I mean, here we were just looking at the lap times. It's 6 seconds a lap quicker than the Mini was from last year, so it's a big increase in speed as well, but the way you drive it is just totally different, and obviously from a budget perspective it's more money, so that side of things has been a bit of a challenge as well. So overall it's just a big step up.
I hate to break it to you, but it's probably going to keep going up. That's the way it goes.
I know.
So as you say, this season's going well for you. Are you already looking at next season? Are you going to stay where you are? Do you know, or is that still too early to decide yet?
Well, the season's going very well. I mean, we're second in the championship at the moment, which is probably more than you'd expect for a first season racing in a new car. So it's been going really well, but I would like to move up to the RS category. So currently I'm in the Club Sport. I'd love to move up to the RS, which is a quicker 4-litre engine car. But unfortunately that just comes with more cost, like you say. So it all depends on budget and how much I can secure really at this point of the year for next season, and then we'll just have to see how we go. I would like to move up because I obviously want to keep progressing my career and stepping up the ladder, so I'd love to move up, but unfortunately it's just all dependent on budget, which is a shame, but I think it's the same for everyone.
It really is. So no, hopefully you can secure some sponsorship, talk to some more people. I don't have any money, unfortunately. I can't help in that regard, but talk to people, keep doing what you're doing. As I say, second in the championship, so if you keep that going, then I'm sure the money's gonna come in, and you'll hopefully your career's gonna keep going. So
I hope so. I mean, I've got some amazing sponsors on board. They're all super supportive.
Tell them who are they? Who are your sponsors?
A plethora of them, but they're all on my website. But yeah, they're nationwide companies. We've got a few local people, so I'm from Ipswich, so we've got a few local people, and then also national companies as well. So yeah, it has been amazing, and the support has been incredible. So yeah, long may it continue, hopefully.
Thank you very much for your time. All the best this weekend.
Thanks so much.
I'm here with That Guy Gray, or Tom Gray, as you may prefer to be known. Do you go by your first name?
Yes, I usually go by my first name. I always sign things Thomas, but it's my friend's name.
Excellent. Well, welcome to the BTCC. You're a bit of a familiar face around these parts.
Yeah, so this will be my second season in the paddock. This year working for Kwik-fit. Last year was just sort of all off with my own back and just trying to become somebody within the paddock, and the aims that hopefully somebody might give me a call, and the whole Kwik-fit did, and I'm absolutely loving it. The season has been superb.
It has. It's one of the really great championships, and the ticket prices and everything like that. Just want to get as many people involved as possible, and we can get into British touring cars. And I hear that Steve guy at Motorsport ITV. I hear he's hanging up the microphone at the end of the day. So
Yes.
Tomorrow.
No, exactly. Yes. No, it's going to be sad to see the back of Steve Ryder, but he is, you know, his motorsport royalty. You know, I can remember watching him in Formula 1 on ITV. I watched him in British touring cars, and way back in the Super Tour days. And you know, I would be a fool not to say that I would absolutely love his job. Whether or not I'm qualified for it, I doubt it. But you know, he's going to be sorely missed. But I'm looking forward to seeing what talent is now brought forward and tries to fill this rather sizable shoes.
Well, I think good. So
I mean,
just keep knocking on the door, and hopefully it might happen.
So on that note, I'll just go and knock on ITV door now. Hello, can someone let me in, please? Well, I'll do whatever I can, but no, I mean, I'm enjoying working for Kwik-fit at the moment. You know, I've got a bit of a weird niche at the moment, you know, interviewing drivers, running up and down the pit lane. I'm really enjoying that. Whether or not I will be given the responsibility of a big bad boy job in the booth. That's well above my pay grade. That's fair to say.
But now you're going the right way. As I say, this is your second season doing it, so I mean, this is how far you've already come in just 2 days. You've managed to unemploy yourself,
I have,
which
yes.
From day to day, so you've got a bit more time.
I do indeed.
To throw yourself at this.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I mean, I never thought that I would ever actually work within motorsport. I mean, I don't have blood in me. This is just petrol. So the fact that I'm actually here within the touring car paddock, and people seem to want to give me more responsibility, they want to get me on their pods. It's great fun, and you know, I think of it as an absolute massive honour. And I think it's paddock proud.
Well, as I say, you already have, and I'm sure it's going to grow from here. So, Tom, all the very best.
Thank you very
Good
much.
luck, and I look forward to seeing you on ITV.
Cheers.
That was my chats with Lydia and with Tom. Thank you both of you again for spending time talking to me, and hopefully all the best for both of them, two up and coming people in their respective fields, in very different fields, but two people I'm sure we're going to hear more of in future as they continue to grow, develop, and do very well for themselves.
Yeah.
Hopefully me as well. Hopefully this podcast does all right. We'll see. I need to get better guests on. So my last interview, now we were just watching the touring cars, weren't we? The replay when we got home. And you kept saying, who's this guy? And I kept saying, he's very special. Do you remember his name? No. His name is, of course, Steve Ryder. Now, Steve's retired now.
Yes,
Steve.
That guy which I'm bored of looking at because he's been on TV so much.
Right, anyway. He was on TV so much because he's been doing this since 1987, I think they said. That's before I was born. So, I mean, Daddy's old, isn't he?
Yes.
Daddy's old. And
you're 36.
Right, thank you. Right. I need to get better guests on than people that go and spout my age to everyone online. Jeez. So, Steve Ryder, only 8. Yeah, cheers. So Steve Ryder has had a fantastic career, and he's one of the people that I sort of had high on my list of people that I'd like to speak to this weekend, wandering around the paddock.
Yeah.
And on Saturday, he was the first person I managed to bump into, would you believe? So
Who's Steve?
Who's Steve? Steve Ryder. I managed to get an interview with Steve Ryder. Can you believe that?
I can't.
You can't. So neither could I. So anyway, over to the legend, the master, the silver fox, Steve Ryder.
Yeah. 30,000 people here tomorrow. You think, well, I might have played a little bit of a part in getting that on the road. So it's a lot of satisfaction. And their career at a touring car round, and
It really is. It's growing. It's still growing. It's on its way up, and I just think it's getting so much right at the moment. And I want to get as many people here as possible. You've absolutely been a huge part of getting where it is today. So as I say, thank you so much.
that's very kind of you to say.
I've handed it to the wrong hand, but
Congratulations on the time. I'm sure upgraded to Wamsley. Neither have I. This is my first time. Thank you so much. Okay. Full disclosure, I've just been editing the video, and that's the first time I've watched back the interview with Steve Ryder. And in hindsight, probably shouldn't have been the first time I used the microphone. So apologies for the sound glitch. But when you get an interview with a legend like Steve on his last weekend before retirement, there's no way I'm going to cut it out. So I've kept it in there, but you probably can't hear a lot of what's going on. You can hear a lot of the cars going by us. So apologies for that. But I mean, he was as professional as ever. He was talking about how he started his career and the process of getting touring cars on TV, and the small production company that has now grown to the behemoth that you see on ITV. And as I said to him at the time, thank you so much to him for speaking to me and for all of that he's given us with the touring cars. So yeah, apologies for that, but I'm not taking it out, because you just don't. I don't know the next time I'll get to do as big an interview as that. So hopefully now got the microphones up and running. But apologies if you're listening to that rather than watching it and you're thinking, what on earth is going on? Maybe he'll do it. Maybe he's up for doing another interview. You know, he's retired now. Maybe, you know, send him an email. I don't even think you can send him an email. I think you have to write him a letter. So, thank you so much to Steve, not just for spending 2 minutes talking to me, but for everything across touring cars. And I was talking to people and trying to say, I don't know who the presenter for the British touring cars was before Steve. And I think the answer was there was no presenter because it wasn't on TV. So big shoes to fill for whoever they get to fill in there. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal career for Steve. And it's such a privilege to get to speak to him. But I think for us now, this was quite a shorter episode.
Yes.
You're very glad about that. I think you're done talking.
Yes, a little bit.
A little bit done talking. Can you believe I get to do this every week? Talk about racing every week. So, mic drop. A very literal mic drop there. Fantastic. Right. Anyway, shall we say goodbye?
Yes.
Let's say goodbye. Right. Emilia, thank you for recording this.
Bye.
Thank you for coming with me to Oulton Park. Thank you for not whinging too much, despite the rain, despite the boring racing that was on. It was fun. What was the most fun you had?
Bouncy castle.
A bouncy castle. I knew it was going to be the bouncy castle. So a shout out to the Oulton Park bouncy castle.
Bouncy castle. I'm sorry.
Apart from all the racing, you saw there were so many crashes happened in front of you, and so many racing, so many overtakes.
I was like asleep.
But you shouldn't have been. You're supposed to. I'm gonna work. We're gonna work on this when we go back next year. When we go back to Oulton Park. We're gonna. You're gonna be
fall asleep.
You're gonna be a full-time, fully fledged racing fan. You're at the age now. I got into Formula One properly when I was 8. So anyway, Emilia, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
You've been an absolute star.
Now I shall take a bow.
I don't take a bow. This is my podcast. I don't take a bow.
Yes, so I'm a special guest, so I can't.
Right, out. You go elsewhere. Right. Right. So, thank you for bearing with me for this episode. And this was the Motorsport Review. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.